Okay, so when I think of source of income, is really, really essential. At least I feel like it's really essential. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Chinyo Ochoba. Today we are here to discuss finances and finances and finances. I know that I've promised you guys that I'm going to take you on my financial journey. Well, more about taking you guys on my financial knowledge build up journey, essentially. So I'm going to sort of summarize what I've learned so far, and then we take it up from there and move on to what I'm really, really interested in talking about, which is about the investment, which is something that has been blowing my mind. But I just thought that would have a lay down of some basic things that I feel is very invaluable if you want to take the next step, into your financial progress or financial, just having a grasp of your financial plans and things, right? So, without wasting much time, let's kick off. I think it's important for us to actually define wealth and what we really mean by wealth. For me personally, I feel like wealth is a bit individualized. So, what I call wealthy might not be what you define as wealthy, and it might not also be what someone else defines as wealthy. So, I feel like it's very important for everyone to know what they think this is their financial plan, or this is their aim, this is what they are trying to achieve, financially, and it's going to help them it's going to go a long way in helping each of us know what our plans and goals should be as well. For some time now, like I've mentioned previously, I've been really, really interested in knowing more about my finances and knowing how to progress financially. And I'm just going to give a little or a brief summary of what personally I feel like I've learned so far, and I'm going to highlight these things using like 6 bullet points. Those are the things I'm going to talk about on today's video. So, first things first, if you're thinking finances, I feel the basic thing, which is something I feel everybody, almost everybody, knows about, is having a steady source of income. I'm not going to draw much on this because I feel like it's something that almost everyone is aware of. You have needs, you have wants. So definitely we all need steady source of income. But now, somehow I feel like many people just sort of stop at that phase. You have a steady source of income. So some people just live paycheck to paycheck, right? I'm not even saying some people, most people really, because you're just working to get paid, but then that's not enough. So the second thing is actually protecting your income. When we talk about protecting your income, there are different things that come to mind, but I'm going to talk about firstly income protection insurance. So there's something like income protection insurance. Um, you're just going to have to get in touch with an insurance company that offer this kind of service. Let them know what you like, what you would want to do. See their policies, what they offer, at what point do they offer, what does it cover, and you can handpick things to suit your particular preference and for how long and things like that. But I feel like it's something that is worth looking into. So income protection is surely something to really, really consider. Now, like I mentioned, I'm a very family oriented person. So when I talk wealth, I'm not just talking about your personal wealth, I'm talking family wealth, and I'm looking at your kids and your family as a whole. Now, if you're also like me and you're thinking income protection, I hope you're also thinking protecting the source of your income as well. This is more about talking about life insurance here and critical illness cover. So you have kids and you're looking at, hey, what if something happens? I mean, God forbid, right? What if something happens? What kind of lifestyle would I want my kids to live? Do I want them to be able to go to school? Do I want them to be able to keep the house, the mortgage and everything? What kind of life do I want for my children and my husband or my wife, right? So that is what the The life insurance helps you, think about. Also, you can have a look at the video I made on life insurance, and you can also have a look at other videos, because there are really multiple beautiful videos that I personally also have learned from. Look at the different types of life insurance. 100%. I'm not even like I'm a financial advisor or anything. I'm just trying to tell you what I've learned so far. So, and I feel like in this journey, watching most of those videos has really, really absolutely helped me. So just type life insurance on YouTube. You see loads and loads and loads of things that will help you gain more knowledge in that um regard. So really think about your family, think about all these things, and I would say act on it as fast as you can. Now, moving on from that, the next thing I'd like us to talk about, still under this number two of protecting your income, I'd like us to talk about expenses. Now, managing your expenses and having a very good financial review makes a whole lot of difference. I feel like knowing exactly where your money is going to and reducing or cutting down on unnecessary expenses, right, is a good way of also protecting your income, right? So having a good financial review now, um my husband and myself, we recently started having monthly reviews, right? And the monthly reviews is where we basically we outline our income, what's coming in basically, and we outline our expenses. And we think, okay, so our income and our expenses, what are we paying for? Where is our money really going into? What is it being used for? And what is the plan? How do we plan on having extra? Is there any aspect we need to cut down on? It's just self awareness, or should I say financial awareness, awareness of what your finances, um awareness of where your money is going to. And honestly, I feel like this is making a whole lot of difference, because sometimes you feel like, oh, I have money, and before you open your eyes and close it, you realize that no, you've actually spent some money and you can't even really tell where it's gone to, you see. So I feel like that's really the importance of financial review. And when you have financial reviews, it would help you know that this unnecessary expense or this kind of expense at this point in time is not what I needed for. But it's not something that is going to, it's not like, I don't see it as something that cages one. I see it as something that makes you aware of your money and aware of, at each point in time, what's going on financially with you. And if you're running short, if your expenses are more than your income, then you know that, okay, something needs to be done about this, you see. It would also help you know exactly where you are. How much are you able to save every month? How much are you able to put into other things every month? So it's just really, really important for you to have a look at that. Now, that is it about protecting your income. Moving on, I'd like us to talk about the third thing on my list, which is emergency funds. So emergency funds is basically something that is there to help protect you or cover you in case of emergencies, just like the name says. If you find yourself out of work, if you find yourself in a position where nothing is really coming in, that's where emergency funds actually come up. And every family should have an emergency fund. If you don't have an emergency fund yet, then you should be building your emergency fund, at the moment. So how do you calculate that? Is essentially finding out what's your basic need for you to be comfortable in a month. How much do you need to comfortably pay your bills and go about your normal activities in a month? How much do you need? Let's assume it's like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, or 2,000, whatever it is. In fact, let's use 1,000, So let's say 1,000 is your basic amount of money that you need to go through the month. You multiply that by 3, or you multiply that by 6, or you multiply that by 12, depending on what you want to use as your time period. So you create a fund where you put that money and set it aside. It's not to be touched, it's strictly for emergencies. Okay. So it's just not to be touched. And the essence of that is that things don't just, you don't get panicky when things happen. Of course you get panicky, but at least you know that you have backup plans, something that will sustain you for that period. Now this money should be money that is easily accessible, something that you're not going to have to wait and wait and wait. You're not going to put that in a fixed deposit account where you cannot touch it until the next 6 months. No, that's not an emergency fund. No, that's something different. So it has to be easily accessible. It has to be something that you're not touching, something that is just there for a case of emergency, essentially. I've also really talked about this as well in my previous video. So please do well to watch that video, guys. Moving forward, guys, the fourth thing on my list is having alternative sources of income. Having an alternative source of income is really, really essential. At least I feel like it's really essential. I'm the kind of person that I could just sit down and I'll start fantasizing, imagine if I can just be sleeping and money is coming into my account. That's the kind of thing I love. That's the kind of thing I want, right? So you guys, having alternative sources of income or an alternative source of income is really, really something I would say yes to. Please, if you can, go for it. Some people would wonder, I'm already a doctor, I'm already a lawyer, I'm already this and that. I can't even start now to what will I do? I'm not really business oriented. Calm down. Just calm down. I feel like there are things that you have to think deeply, think about, and say, okay, sometimes it's just about going out of leaving our comfort zones. Sometimes we've just gotten so comfortable with things that, with our routines, with things that we feel like, oh, I'm really comfortable with this. I've been doing this for 10 years, for 20 years. And we feel like we can't adjust. But I feel like you can adjust if you try, right? So think of an alternative source of income. This YouTube I'm doing, you think is what? I'm just hoping for, you know, I'm hoping to build an alternative source of income. That's one of the things. And I'm hoping to do that and also talk about things that I love, you know, like I'm talking about my business goals with you guys. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys, right? Sometimes people are really afraid because you're like, I don't have money to start out or to start up. I don't have the initial funds necessary to start. I don't have this. I don't have that. That's completely understandable. Trust me, 100%. I understand it because I've been there. Somehow I'm even still there because I have some ideas that are still like on the idea level. And what I need is like the finances to now see them through. Do you get? But there's something I believe. I believe in taking one step at a time. I believe in trying to do the best you can at that point in time. So, what can you do? If you find something you're really interested in, you can try to gain more knowledge while you plan, right? To either save up money or find a way, you know, to get it started. But don't just sit down and say, oh, I don't have this, I don't know. Take it one step at a time. Ask yourself, what do you need to do? Make a plan, leave it there. At least if something comes up, you're not going to be unready. It's not at that point that a breakthrough starts coming that you now start thinking of what you want to do or start planning. No, it's now that you have time to plan. So you just start now to plan and think of what's the alternative source of income? What am I interested in? How can I get into it? And then you start thinking about steps that can help you actualize it. And if you don't have the money yet, you can start, making inquiries. You can start knowing more about that area and building the wealth of knowledge needed to diversify. And you can also, chat up or consult with people that have done these things. And you're like, hey, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this one. No. I'm sure that there are different things for different people. But if you have plenty money, then there's definitely something for you. For some people, it's investments. For some people, it's this and that. It's building a physical business. For some other people, it's actually in investing, in other people's businesses. And all of them are legit. But the thing is, think of alternative way of putting money into your account. So you're not just depending on one source of income, right? Now, that is going to seamlessly move us into the next phase, which is investments. Investment, definitely, we've already mildly talked about it. There are different forms of investment, and that is something I hope for us to move into in the next um, episode or on our next video, because this is an aspect I'm also trying to gain more knowledge of in or about. So we'll just, get more ideas on this investment stuff. And yeah, I already have started learning about it, and I think that is an important thing to do. Now, when we talk about investments, we're also talking about, remember, investment not just for yourself, for your children as well, and also have your retirement planning in place. Like, be thinking already, when I retire, where should, what's my plan for retirement? What is your plan for retirement? You guys, if you're Nigerian, which I know that most of you guys are, if you're Nigerian, look, if you're waiting and thinking about this civil service pay that they've been paying our parents, bah, yeah, forget it. That's not enough, right? That is a starting point. That is something, because I mean it's better than nothing. But I'm just giving you an idea. I know that it's different, right? It's different in the UK and things, but still, just have that as an idea that that's not a sufficient. It's not sufficient retirement plan. So if you're just thinking, oh, government takes an amount of money from me, and then they're going to be as retirement, whatever. Please, I don't think it's enough. So think about your retirement plans. Okay. And now finally, guys, like I mentioned, wealth is not just a physical thing. Wealth is not just about the finances. It's not about having billions or trillions in your account. If you have all that and then you're not influencing people, of what use is that money? So that takes me to the next phase, which is, despite all these things, I feel like also don't forget to live your life. Because sometimes you're saving and saving and saving for the future, but you're forgetting the now, right? And I feel like it's the value of your life that really matters, not the amount of money you have in your account. It's the lives that you've changed. Those things are the things that matter, because I don't feel like you're giving wealth of anything, knowledge or whatever it is, finances. I don't think you're giving those things to keep them to yourself. You're giving those things to change the world around you, starting with yourself or starting from yourself, right? So in summary, I feel like as you try your best to improve, as you try your best to grow, do not forget your purpose. Do not forget, to have some purpose to your wealth. Do not forget to, educate yourself, educate your children, show your children how to really live, how to really love, how to be selfless, how to be the best of their persons. And yes, guys, I feel like sometimes I talk too much in my videos, so I'm trying to cut those down or cut that down, and I hope I'm trying. So, yes, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope it's been a pleasant one for you as well. And if you've been here up to this point, then you are the best. Please like, share, subscribe, share my videos with your friends. Please, 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 I beg you. I need to grow. I want to grow. I really want to grow. Okay. So once again, thanks guys. I appreciate your presence and I appreciate your support as always. Thank you and bye.